In fact, I would say on my channel, most of my subscribers are beginners. So I'm going to make sure this sewing tutorial for today is going to be simplified to the barest minimum so that any beginner will understand my sewing tutorial, so you don't run away from my sewing tutorial, and so that you'll be able to drop your comment and like this video. Okay guys, enough played. So guys, I'm going to be introducing this tutorial fully. So hello, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lomzy. I'm back again with another video. Today's sewing tutorial is going to be how to make a full circle dress with high neck collar. Once again, it's going to be beginner friendly. So guys, just sit down, grab your pen and paper, because we're going to do small illustration which will make it very simple and a good foundation to work with. So let's get started. So guys, we'll have to first of all talk about the fabric to use. Most of the pictures I've been seeing, they use satin. This satin, very light satin. And some people use Duchess. But I don't know if you have watched my video where I used this fabric. This fabric is actually chiffon fabric and it came out very nice. So if you want to use thick chiffon, you can use thick chiffon. Any fabric that, you know, can accept draping is actually good for this. But I have been seeing a lot of satin fabric, a lot of people using satin fabric for this. And let the satin fabric be the very soft one. Can you see, guys, how soft this one is? Let it not be the thick satin. So with that said, the next thing we have to go to is the amount of fabric you need for this. So we have to do a little calculation to help us know the amount of fabric we need for this. So for the first length you need is the dress length. The dress length you're going to be using is the dress length when you're on your heels. So most times, will I say average people, when they're on their heels, they wear 65 inches. But for me, that is what will I call my length now? That is, let me not say anything. For me, I use 63 inches, but I'm going to be using 65 inches average. So I'm going to be writing 65 inches for the length of the dress. So this is dress length. That's why I wrote L. Then the next measurement we need here is the neck width. Because we're going to be using radius on the neckline. My neckline is 15 inches. I will divide 16 inches by 3.14. If your round neck circumference is 14 inches, you go ahead and divide that 14 inches by 3.14. But mine is 15 inches, so I'm going to divide that by 3.14, which will give me 4.75. And I will approximate that to 5 inches. Measurement we need, which is the final measurement, is the sewing allowance. The sewing allowance I will use is 2 inches. 2 inches. So in total, the length we need for this is 65 inches for the dress length, 5 inches for the neck width, and 2 inches for sewing allowance. So all in all, we have 72 inches. So this is the length we need for this. Now, to cut out your fabric or to know the amount of fabric you need, you will fold 72 inches into 2 like this. We already know that 72 inches is 2 yards. By the time you fold it like this, it will be 4 yards, and this will be for the front. So you're going to fold this again to get the back, which will make it 8 yards. So now what we have 4 yards for the front and 4 yards for the back, and then you're going to fold it again. So in total you should have 72 inches by 60. So 72 inches by 60 inches. By 60. And you need this to be 72, right? Or if your length, after measuring your own came to 70 or 69, you still need to add to this fabric so that it will be 72 inches or 69 inches in your own case. So now most fabric comes by 60. I am lucky some of my fabrics comes by 90. If your fabric comes by 90, you don't need to join this. But if your fabric comes by 60, then we are going to be doing another little math and we are going to be adding to this. So let's say your fabric came by 60 inches and we have 72 inches. So you're going to be minusing this 72 inches minus 60. So you have 12 inches. And you're going to be adding sewing allowance to that, joining allowance to that, so which would come to plus ½ inch. So this would be 12.5. So we will need to add 12. We need to get fabrics that is 12.5 inches and add to this to make up the length. To get a fabric that you're joining to that, I will advise you to cut two fabrics that are 60 by 15 inches and you join it. I will show you how to join it. So now this is what I have here. My fabric is by 60 like this, and this is by 72 that way. So I need to add up this place. So that's what I cut this fabric for. That's what I cut this fabric for. So I'm going to join this here. As you can see, I'm going to be joining this here. So I will join it to the both fabrics, the both front and the back. For you to do that, all you need to do is to notch the center here, so that you're sure of where you're going to be joining, and you also get the center of the fabric this way and start from there to join it, so that you don't lose anything. So let me go and join this and come back to you. Maybe by the time I join this and show you, you will understand what I mean. So can you guys see what I did here? What I did was I just cut fabric that is, my fabric is by 60, so I just cut 30 by 60 and I shared it into two, joined it to this. So just do that little math and join it. You don't need to join it to the end that way. That will waste more fabric. So with this, we have this like this. So guys, if you're still watching till this time and you haven't liked my video, go ahead and like this video and drop your comments in the comment section and share this video out. My aim starting this channel is to help young and upcoming fashion designers with very simple and easy yet classy designs that will help them with their sewing project. So guys, if you are still watching till this time, please share my video out, share it on your Facebook, save them on your Pinterest. That way other young designers would see them. By the way, my social media handles, I'll be dropping them in the description section, all at Lomzy Sews, both on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. By the way, if you're on Pinterest, tag me on Pinterest. Let me see my subscribers on Pinterest too. Yes. For your sewing light fabrics, I will tell you some sewing tricks and tips that you will use for your sewing. When you're sewing light fabric, don't stretch it when you are sewing. I hope you understand. So when you're sewing, don't pull it. Allow the fabric to run on its own, so that way it will not have dimples and wrinkles. Now I have gone ahead and ironed where I joined out. Make sure you overlock it after doing that. Going back to the tutorial, this is very, very simple. It's just in the calculation of the length. Now that you have gotten the foundation, it will be very easy for you to do. This will not take up to 1 hour for you to complete. So don't mind the way that is looking lengthy with the foundation. It's just for you to get the foundation. That way it will be easier for you. First thing I will do so that it will be easy for you is that I'm going to fold this like this in a triangular form. Can you see now that the length is full length? That we have gotten the full length that we need. So now that I have folded this like this, remember the full length we got was 72 inches. So I'm going to take 72 inches all round.
So many times that I miss you. I know how to call when I want to. Now you got way bigger issues.
So I'm going to cut this out. You remember what we got as the length is 72 inches, and that 72 inches times 4, that is the amount of fabric we use, right? Which is 8 yards. So let me just find a fabric and use and show you what I mean. This, you must not use 72 inches. Is your length that is dependent on this. Let's assume this is the 4 yards. So you folded the 4 yards like this and folded again. And you didn't cut it. You will not cut it. You will leave it like that. So the side where we joined is the length of the fabric, which is 60 inches, which is this. So this side is the side of the inches, and this side is the side of the 4 yards that we have gotten. Now guys, we have to decide where we want our cut to be. If you want this cut to be in front, then this side will be the center front and back. But if you don't want the cut, then you use this side as the center front and the center back. That means you're going to join it. So let me turn this the other way because I want the cut to be on the side, and that means I'm going to join this other side, center front and center back, and I will make them the center front and center back. I hope you understand what I mean. Guys, like I said, this would be the most simplest dress you can ever make. That is very, very elegant. So the only thing we need to do now is to come from the center front and the center back. We come down 22 inches, which is here, 22 inches. At this 22 inches, you can either go this way or you can come up. This is where your elbow is, here, this 22 inches. So now you can decide you want to come up this way or you want to go down that way. Whichever place you want your arm to come out, that's where you will go to. But remember, if you're going this way, it means this place is smaller. That means you're going to get a smaller amount. If you want to come up, that means you need a wider width. So we are going to be coming down that. So I'll come down 4 inches. I don't want it to be too wide. If you make it to be too wide, they will be seeing your client's body, and that's not what you want. So just, and this is a circle, so it will widen when you finish doing it. So I'll just come down 4 inches. I think 4 inches is even big. Let me just come down with 3 inches. I'll let you guys know what exact measurements you should use when I'm done sewing this. So I came down by 3 inches. I mark it here, and I'm going to come in like 1 inch and mark it. So I'm just going to connect this line like this, and I cut this out. So I'll cut this out like this. So this is where the sleeve will be coming out from. For the neckline, remember we got radius of 4.75, 4.7. I approximated that to 5 inches. So that 5 inches is what I'm going to take round. This 5 inches is for the neck depth and the neck width. So just go ahead and take it round the circumference. So it's a circumference, it's a neck circumference that we're taking. So I'm going to cut this out also. Yeah, so next thing you will do is to cut the back open. You're going to make a slit at the back. So you make a slit that is like 5 inches long so that the person's head would be able to pass. So we're going to be cutting that open. So guys, the next thing to do is to make the standing collar. Remember, you must have sewn your back seam. So for the standing collar, and always, because this is circle, this is going to be bigger than the 15 inches that you have made. In my last video, I showed how to make a standing collar. You can go ahead and check that out. But for today, I am going to be making the standing collar that Sew with Ijeoma made. I'm going to be using that same method. So she made a straight one like this. If you haven't watched that video, you can go ahead and watch that video. The only thing I made was to make sure that the straight line I have is exactly 15 inches that my neck width is. So that's what exactly I made this. So I'll go ahead, you interface it and you join it to the neck. So in my next video, I'm going to be attaching this and making this. But you can see this video is already too long. So you can either watch my video on how I attach the standing collar, or you go ahead and watch Sew with Ijeoma's video. For today, guys, I will show you the end product of this. So I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.